Hey, this is Jamie from Capsule Computers, and today we are reviewing the second chapter of King's Quest, entitled Rubble Without a Cause. This adventure game is developed by The Odd Gentleman and published by Sierra. The game is available now on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Windows. As of the recording of this video, the second chapter costs $9.99 US or is part of the game's Season Pass. The first chapter of the King's Quest reboot launched back in July of 2015. Things have been rather quiet for the last few months, but finally, in December, things started off with the announcement that the second chapter would finally launch December 16. The new chapter is set some time after A Night to Remember, although it's not 100% clear how much time has passed. While A Night to Remember was about Graham becoming a Knight of Daventry, Rubble Without a Cause focuses on the early days of Graham as king. When King Edward passed, he chose Graham as his successor. Graham is a seasoned adventurer, but he seems pretty ill-prepared to handle the complexities of running a kingdom. After becoming overwhelmed, Graham decides to take a break from the bureaucracy to have some baked goods. He is promptly kidnapped and wakes up to find out that the entire kingdom has been kidnapped along with him. Rubble Without a Cause is thematically darker than A Night to Remember. While the first chapter was all about falling in love with the cast of characters, Rubble Without a Cause focuses a lot more on death and the consequences of action. As a result, the consequences of Graham's action in Rubble Without a Cause will have greater impact in future chapters. Even with the dark themes, the writing still manages to fit in a lot of comedy to help lighten up the mood. Using the chapter's main antagonist as the main source of comedic relief does wonders to counter the lingering concern of death. The cast of characters still remains strong, although there is less focus on the game's main antagonist for the chapter. Gameplay-wise, Rubble Without a Cause is strictly a new chapter for the story. The control schemes and the gameplay style remain the same. Puzzles were a bit stronger in A Night to Remember. While both chapters were quite linear, Rubble Without a Cause is much worse. While the order of actions in A Night to Remember didn't matter too much, the possible action order in Rubble Without a Cause is severely limited if you plan on getting the best ending possible. The puzzles are almost strictly a collect this item to use somewhere else affair in this chapter. It's a real shame since the creative brain teasers and the action sequence add some really great variety in A Night to Remember. Rubble Without a Cause delivers a solid audio-visual experience. In some ways, Chapter 2 improved on the graphics, but fell back on others. Chapter 1's clipping issues, especially the ones involving Graham's cape, are completely gone in Chapter 2. While the muted color scheme really fits Chapter 2's darker themes, there is also a lot of visual monotony to the chapter because the entire chapter is set in a cave that will see a lot of backtracking. On the other hand, the sound effects, music, and voice acting continues to be stellar. After an amazing start with King's Quest A Night to Remember, Rubble Without a Cause feels like a step backwards in some respects. It's still a good chapter on its own right, but the uninspired puzzles and linear nature holds Rubble Without a Cause back from the same quality as the first chapter. I'm awarding King's Quest Rubble Without a Cause 8 capsules out of 10. If you want to read our full review, be sure to check out the link in the description or in the video's card. I hope to see you soon. This is Jamie from Capsule Computers signing off.